Welcome back to the next video. In today's video I will show you how to get access to all the videos which are present inside the user's device, and once we get all the videos we will display it inside a flat list, and once the user click on any of the video it will play it inside a video player. So first I will show you the output. I have one button at the top, okay, and this should be get all videos. Sorry, I have copy pasted it from my previous tutorial. If I click on, so first I will show you for iOS. If I click on this button, first it will ask you for the permission, and here you will have to allow full access. If you limit the access then this won't work. So if I allow full access, here you can see I am showing a thumbnail of the video as well as the title of the video. So thumbnail, title, thumbnail, title, and thumbnail and title at the bottom. And if I click any of that, any of this item, then it will open an AV player view controller and start playing the video. So this one. So this is for iOS. Now for Android, same thing. I will click on get all videos, but for Android it will redirect you to the settings app because of scope storage, and here user will have to click on allow access to manage all files. And if you come back over here, you can see that I have listed all the videos with their title, with the thumbnail and the title, and if I click on any of those, it opens. So this is an XO player, Media 3 XO player. If you want you can stretch it to the whole screen as well, but yeah, one thing to notice is that once I click on any of the item on iOS, if you see it opens a new view controller, but for Android I had to use React navigation because I'm opening a new screen. So if I click on any of the item on Android, you can see that this is a new screen, right? So we have to use React navigation for Android because this is a fabric module of the video player, but for iOS it is a turbo module. That's why there is a difference. Let's get started. So as usual, you will first have to enable the new architecture. So create a React Native project, search for new arc enabled. It should be present inside Android Gradle.properties. Make that as true. Next, for iOS you will have to open terminal, cd to your iOS directory, and then run this command. So that would enable the new architecture. Next, I will tell you all the dependencies which you have to install. So firstly, you will so I'm using Yarn. So firstly you will have to add this dependency. Then I'm using React Native CLI, not Expo, and here Yarn, add this dependency. Then don't do this pod install because we are using new architecture. What you will have to do is cd to your iOS directory and then run this command. So this is the command for running the pod install for new architecture. Don't just run pod install. Once you are done with that, you will have to copy this bit of code inside your main activity as well as add this import to the main activity as well. Next we will take care of this later on, and you will also have to install this dependency of native stack. Okay, and once you install this dependency, make sure you again run this command of pod install. That should be it. Now let's get started. So firstly we need to pick a video, right? We need to pick all the videos. So what you will have to do is first you will have, so RTN my player is a so first you have to create this RTN my picker. It is a turbo module. So if you are curious, like, you can refer this turbo module and fabric native modules documentation, because I will be copying a lot of code from there. So let's go over here. RTN my picker is a turbo module, RTN my image is a fabric module, and RTN my player is a fabric module as well. Okay, and RTN my player is only specific to Android. It does not required for iOS. So if like I have told you, we will be using AV player view controller to open the video player for iOS. So that is handled inside the RTN picker itself, my picker itself. Both showing all the video file as well as playing that particular video is handled in RTN my picker for iOS, but for Android only the picking of videos, like getting all the videos from the user's device, is handled in RTN my picker, but playing of the actual video is done in RTN my player. So here we are creating RTN my player. Okay, yeah, let's get started. Like, enough talk for now. So create a folder called RTN my picker. Next, create a package.json file. Again, I have copy pasted this from docs. Only change this name over here, change this name over here, change this name as well as this name. Next, I have created a podspec file. Again, copied it from docs. Only this name has been changed. Next, I have created a JS folder. Inside that, I have created a TypeScript file, again copied from docs. So here you can see this should be pick videos. Sorry about that wrong naming, but yeah, pick image is fine. This will actually pick all like it will ask the user for permissions and display. Once the permission has been granted, it will display all the videos inside a flat list. And this play video is only specific for iOS, and this name has been changed. Rest everything is copied from docs. Next, I have created an Android folder. Inside that, I have created build.gradle. Again, I have copied everything from docs. Only this thing has been added, this name has been changed, and this thing has been added because I want to use Kotlin. Next, inside src main java com RTN my picker, first create my picker package.kt. Again, I have copy pasted this from docs. Only this file names has been changed at appropriate lines. Next, I have created my picker module.kt. Again, I have copied everything from docs. Here I am asking for internet permission. I know internet permission does not make sense while picking videos from user's device, but I had to use this hack because we can't use register for activity result directly inside a turbo module as of November 2023. Okay, in future they might allow it. I'm using this hack because I want to give the callback to the main activity. So if you see inside pick image, I'm not adding anything inside play video because this is iOS specific, but inside pick image I'm asking for the internet permission, and this will give a callback to the main activity. And now inside main activity we can use register for activity result. Okay, so this will give a callback to the main activity, which I will come to later on. Next, so that's it for RTN my picker. Next, RTN my image, create a folder, create a package.json file. Again, I have copy pasted this from docs. Only this name has been changed. This RTN my image is required because we want to display a thumbnail for our video as well, right? That's why I'm creating a native component as well. I'm not sure if we use the image component of React Native directly, if it will work or not, because I am passing a URI. I don't think it will work because we are passing an identifier for iOS. It might work for Android, might not work for iOS. I'm not sure, but that's why I have created this native component itself. Just change this name over here, change this name over here, and this name over here. Next, inside next create a podspec file, again copied from docs. Only change this name. Next, I have created a TypeScript file. Again, I have copy pasted it from docs, and this image URL will be only specific for iOS, but for Android we require the image URL as well as the ID, because from Android T and later on it requires an image URL to get the actual bitmap, but previous to that it requires the ID. That's why I had to use both. Next, inside Android I have created a build.gradle file. Again, I have copy pasted everything from docs. Only this thing has been added, this has been changed, this has been added, and we require the call dependency to load a bitmap inside an image view. Next, inside src create all these folders. First, create my image package.kt. Again, I have copy pasted it from docs. Only this name has been changed. Next, I have created my image manager.kt. Again, I have copy pasted it from docs, and this names has been changed at appropriate lines. Okay, and this name has been changed. And the important thing is here I am passing the image URL prop as well as the ID prop. And if you see, if it is greater than Android Q, sorry, I said Android T, but if it is greater than Android Q, here you can see we are passing the image URL, so over here to load the bitmap. But if it is less than Android Q, we need the ID. So here you can see I'm passing the ID over here. Okay, and to load the bitmap. So that's how you load the bitmap. And inside my image.kt, I'm just using an app compat image view and assigning some layout params to it. Next, that's it for RTN my image. Next, I have created RTN my player. Inside that, I have created a package.json. Here you can see I have not created a podspec file, but still you have to provide a basic implementation of this on iOS, otherwise your iOS project won't build. Like, this is a shortcoming of the new architecture. I have even asked this on GitHub and they were like, yeah, you will have to create this. So again, I have copy pasted this from docs. Only this name has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. Next I have created a JS. Inside that I have created a native component.ts. Again I have copy pasted everything from docs, and it just requires a URL to play the video, and this name has been changed. Next inside Android I have created a build.gradle file. Again I have copy pasted everything from docs and only added this name has been changed. I have added this, and I have added this media 3 exo player dependency as well as media 3 UI. Next inside src main java com rtn my player I have created myplayer.kt, and here is the actual implementation. So here you can see I am taking linear layout, as well as I am extending from lifecycle event listener, and here I have taken an exo player. Okay, and this is the boilerplate code for our player view. Next what I am doing is that I have taken some layout params, and I am setting the layout params as well. I am taking the player view over here and assigning it to our layout params and adding it to our player view, and this setup player will be called from this player manager once we pass the required prop. And here we are just doing exo player building and playing the video, and if you want to you can hide the system UI if you want to. And here I am pausing the video, I am destroying the video on releasing the player, I mean once it is paused and destroyed, and this is the code for releasing the player. Next inside my player manager.kt again I have copy pasted everything from docs, and only thing is here we will get the URL from our React component. I am calling setup player method, and inside my player pack again copied from docs, only the names has been changed. Okay, next you will have to go to the main Android folder, go to build.gradle and add this Kotlin version 1.8.20, as well as add this class path over here. Next inside app build.gradle, here you will have to add apply plugin Kotlin Android, as well as you will have to add this Kotlin standard lib, and you will also have to add this to dependency because we want to use register for activity result. Now coming back to the main activity where we actually get the callback. Yeah, sorry, before that inside Android manifest make sure you add this 3 permissions. Okay, now inside main activity, so make sure you open this Android folder inside Android Studio and then convert this Java file to activity file to Kotlin file, and this is like boilerplate code which we copied for React navigation, and this is the code for checking whether the internet permission was granted or not. Again I know like we don't have to request for explicit internet permission, but this is a hack which I am using to overcome the shortcomings of turbo models. And here I have taken a video list, and this is the old way. So if you are on Android R or below, I think then you will have to ask for read external storage permission, but inside the new way you have to ask for manage external storage permission. So this is the new way, and here you can see once you call the request external storage, I am checking whether the permission has been granted or not, and if you are greater than Android R, then I am redirecting the users to settings. If not, I am asking for read external storage permission, and this is the way to check whether the permission has been granted or not for manage external storage permission. Next this is a boilerplate code just to check whether permissions has been granted or not. So this is the callback which you will get from your turbo model. So you will come over here and then it will check okay whether the permission has been granted or not. If yes, call the get all video. If not, ask for permission over here, and if permission declared, I am just displaying a toast message. And inside get all videos, I am clearing the list first, then I am taking an external content URI, and here I want to get all the data like ID, display name, data, duration, all that stuff. Then inside cursor, I am creating a cursor with the help of URI as well as projection. Then we get the ID, name, path and duration column over here, making use of our cursor. Then we are looping through it to get the actual ID, name, path and duration. I am not using path and duration, but if you, in your use case, if you want to, you can do that. And here we are getting the content URI for our actual video. Now if you see, while adding it to our list, I am adding @@ I could have added a space as well, but in my case my name already contained a space, so I'm not using a data class because if you see over here, this is how I'm sending it back to React Native side. I'm sending it back as a string, right? If I added a data class, then like cleaning up on the React Native side would have taken a lot of effort, and this video is not about that, so I have kept it as simple. There could be that your name might contain @@ as well, so then you would need to some other problem. So it's better you use an identifier which makes more sense to you. If you are able to make it work with video like a data class, go for it, like, but I have just kept it simple. Okay, so this is how you typically use a video data. You will have to define a Kotlin file as well. Like this is a Pojo class in Android. Okay, and this is where how I'm sending it back to React Native side. Okay, guys, I missed out one thing, so I have failed to add this add event listener. So make sure you add this as well, otherwise this on host resume, on host pause, this won't work for you. So make sure you add this method as well over here and change this from context to React application context inside myplayer.kt. So if I show it inside VS Code over here, as well as you will have to add this line. That's it. Now what you will have to do is you will have to open your terminal, go to the root of your React Native project, and here you will have to add first this line. Okay, so go to the root of your React Native project, run this line first, then run this line, then run this line. Okay, after that you will have to do cd dot dot, it will move you outside your React Native project. Then here you will have to run this command, but in this command make sure you changed rnapp to your project name. So my project name is rnapp, that's why I have written it over here as well as over here. Same goes for over here as well, and same goes for over here as well. Once this command, all these commands are run, you will have to cd to Android and then run this command, and for iOS cd to iOS and then run this command. Once this is done, so next we will set up React navigation. So here you can see inside app I have created this stack, as well as I have added this navigation container, and inside that I have created stack.navigator. I have added two screen, home screen and detail screen. So inside detail screen, like this is specific only for Android, so I am taking the URI. So I will send the URI from our Android view. So inside home screen you can see I am created an Android view and iOS view, and inside from Android view I'm passing the navigation prop to Android view so that I can send data to our detail screen. And here once you get the URI, I'm just using RTN my player to pass the URI over here, and this is how the imports look like if you are interested. And if you go to the Android view, for now I'm just passing this navigation prop, and I don't think this is required, like this was just part of my debugging purpose. And here you will get the exact result from Android side. So what I'm doing is that the string will contain this brackets, right, because it was a list which was getting converted to string on the native side. So I'm removing that over here, then I'm splitting it by a comma and setting it to our video list. Then I'm removing all event listener over here, and I have just created this button to pick again videos, not image. And once we get the all videos, I'm just here you will get the callback and assigning it to our video list. And if the video list dot length greater than 0, I'm displaying a flat list, and I'm splitting it by @ So here you can see that's what I'm doing over here. And just over here I'm just using RTN image to display the thumbnail, and here I'm just displaying using a text to display the title, and on press I'm just navigating it to the detail screen. So yeah, that's it for Android. So for iOS, first thing which you have to do, go inside your info.playlist and add this. So you require this permission. Next you will have to create a Swift file called my image. Xcode will ask, do you want to create a bridging header? Click yes. And inside so this is for displaying the thumbnail. And if you remember, we are passing the URL of our in iOS it would be an identifier. So here I'm just creating a UI image view, and this URL we will get it from Objective-C, and Objective-C will get it from our React Native component, and our React Native component we will get it from that React RTN mypicker turbo model which we have created. So here you can see I'm checking whether permission was authorized. If yes, get photo in library. If not, request for permission. And if we have the permission, I'm just getting the result depending on the identifier which we have, then getting the asset, and from that asset we will get the actual image and displaying it inside an image view. And here I'm just initializing our image view with NS layout constraint, and this is boilerplate code which we have to write. Next, also add this event emitter header file as well as this event emitter Objective-C file, because we need to send some data from native side to React Native side. And inside bridging header you will have to add this import, Next, create an RTN my image header file. Again, I have copy pasted this from docs, only this name has been changed. Also, I have added this import. Next, create an Objective-C file, but make sure you change the extension to .mm, which you can see over here, .mm. And again, I have copy pasted this from docs, only this name has been changed. This and this has been changed. This should be your bridging header name. So my bridging header name is RNApp. So use whatever your bridging header name is, followed by -swift.h. Then this is copied from this is required because we are writing the code directly inside Xcode. If you are writing it as part of your turbo module or fabric module, then you will have to use this. Next, again copied from docs, change the name, copied from docs. Here we are creating variable for a Swift file. Copied from docs, change the name, copied from docs, change the name. Here we are initializing our UI view. Make sure you assign it some width and height, otherwise this won't work. And here I'm just initializing our my image, and currently we don't have the URL. If you remember, our Swift file requires a URL, so I'm just passing empty it for now, then adding it to our view. But inside our props, here we will get the actual URL. So here you can see I'm assigning the URL from our Objective-C code, and this all has been copied from doc. Names has been changed. Next, create a manager class. Again, I have copy pasted it from docs, only names has been changed over here, and this URL has been changed. Like this is the prop which you are actually passing. We are ignoring the ID prop because that is not required for iOS, it is Android specific. Then again, I have created this header file, again copied from docs, and I have added all these dependencies over here, and only this name has been changed and this has been changed. Next, create an Objective-C++ file. Make sure the extension is .mm. And again, I have created an array because we want to send it back to the React Native side. Again, this has been copied from docs, this has been copied from docs, only this name has been changed. Make sure this should be a bridging header name. Here we are requesting for our permission, so if permission is authorized, then only we call fetch images from library. So here you can see fetch images from library, and once all the images, once we get all not images like videos, I've just copy pasted it from my previous tutorial. That's why the method names are little off, but here you can see I'm getting all the videos. So here, and once we get all the videos, we are just assigning it to our variable. Here also you can see I'm using @@. Okay, so as an identifier, but use whatever you have, because my video name already contained a space, that's why I haven't used space. But if you want, you can use space, but be careful, that might cause some issue on real users device if their name contains space. And here we are just sending the data back to React Native side, and here is the play video. So I have created a Swift file for it. Once we get the URL, I'm just sending that URL to our Swift file. So if you go over here, I've added all these dependencies, and inside play URL we are getting the actual asset from it. And once we get the actual asset, we are just getting the URL, and once we get the URL, just pass it to AV player view controller, and it will handle all the thing for us. Next, for RTN my player, like this is not required for iOS, but we have to create a bare minimum code for this, otherwise your project won't compile. So I won't go into this, just copy paste this code, only change the name. Create an Objective-C file with .mm extension. Again, copy paste the code. Make sure you change the name at whatever lines you are passing. Just don't simply copy paste it. Like if you have changed the folder name, make sure you change the name over here, and over here. Okay, and create a manager class as well, and change the name over here as well. Next, you will have to just go to your iOS view. So I am using this. If you remember, inside app.tsx we have created this iOS view, and if you go to the iOS view.tsx, here I am just importing our files over something like this, and I'm listening for the event emitter to get all the video list, and inside button click I'm calling that pick image, and this should be pick video, and this should be get all videos. And once we get the all videos, we will get it over here. And here again you can see I'm splitting it by @@, and the first would be an identity. So in iOS I'm just passing the identifier as well as the video URI. That's what all we need, because sorry, not the video URL, like the identifier and the name of the video. That's it, that's all we need. But for Android we are passing the identifier, which is the ID, video URL, as well as the title. Okay, so here you will only see data 0 of 1 and data of 0 and data of 1, but in iOS it is data, but in Android it is data 0, 1 and 2. So yeah, here you can see, and once you click on any item, I'm just calling play video over here. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.